So what is happening here? We are talking about the transformation. That is the whole point. But why transformation? Why we think we need transformation? We need transformation because we are operating in a world which is very volatile. We are operating in a world which is very competitive. We are operating in a world where we have lots of ambiguity and uncertainty. So our traditional way of doing things, which is create plans for 1 year, 2 year, 5 year and follow that plan, is not going to work. Last year at the start of 2020, if we would have made a plan to do something for next 1 year, that plan would have failed and actually has failed for many organizations by the end of the Q1 of 2020 because of the pandemic we are in. So they try to change their plans, adapt it to the changing need of the world right now. So that's adaptation required continuous inspection as well. In the agile world, we call it inspect and adapt. Continuously inspect the situation, continuously adapt to the situation. Now, you can do it once in a while, while still following your traditional way of working. But imagine you have to do this inspect and adapt every single day. That is not possible to do until you are agile. Until you have agile set in your mind as a mindset rather than a set of rules. If I'll give you agile as a set of rules, as a checklist, it will fail on day one itself and it will never be successful even after years and years of practice. So what is important is that we look at agile as a mindset, as a habit. We look at agile as our way of responding to the situation, as our way of responding to the change. And that is why we are talking about transformation, business agility, responding to the customer as quickly as possible in the sustainable amount of reduced lead time. So we need to reduce the lead time, but it should be sustainable as well. If you will reduce the lead time by putting more and more people on doing something, that's not going to be sustainable. That's not going to stack up as a business. So if we want to achieve all that, we need to make sure that we are changing few things on the ground. And how we can do it? Let's create a vision. The vision of the team should align with the vision of the organization. That means where our organization want to be, and to reach to the point, we also want to be somewhere. We want to contribute in this vision. Vision is a future state, a place where you want to be as a team, as a company, as an organization, as a department, where you feel excited to reach, where everybody in the team is committed to be there, like you are climbing a mountain. If that is the vision, everybody needs to have the courage, the dedication to be there. Only then vision is useful. Otherwise, it's just a statement written on a piece of paper, hanging out there on the wall or maybe on your Confluence or Wiki page. That's not going to help anyone in the world. So let's have a vision. Okay, vision is there, but how will we measure whether we are heading into the right direction? Do we have any sat nav or any kind of measurement tool that can help us whether we are heading into the right direction? Yes, there are lots of tools. One of them is OKR, Objective and Key Result. That will allow us to break the journey of this vision down into smaller goals. We call them objectives. Those objectives can be a little vague as well, like I want to become a green organization, but what does it mean? You will find out those details when you break these objectives down into key result. So every key result is a measurable statement where you can measure certain increase or decrease in something. For example, if I want to become a green organization, I want to reduce the number of paper cups I am using in my organization. If I want to become a green organization, I want to increase the number of people commuting to work using the cycle rather than using a public transport. If I want to automate my testing practice, then I want to increase the number of people trained in automation testing technology. So all these kind of objective you will make, these objectives collectively taking you towards your vision. Right, all sorted. Vision done, OKR done. Of course, we have to repeat it after every a bit of period, maybe a quarter, maybe every month, depending upon how aggressive you are. But what is going to change on the ground level? What is going to change on the ground level is the practices. So those practices should be defined by the values and principles, because practice can keep on changing, but the values and principle will not change too often. What are the values we'll be following? We talked about Agile 4 values from the Agile Manifesto. There can be other generic values in your organization like honesty, transparency, respect, continuous learning, smooth execution of the programs. Any values, you decide your values. So once you have these values, based on that you can follow certain principle of Scrum, principle of Kanban, principle of Scaled Agile. It can be anything. Then you combine these values and principles together to have practices. What are those practices? Daily stand-up. Why we are doing daily stand-up? Alignment. To align with each other every day. So to realize the value of alignment, we have a practice which is called daily stand-up. We do weekly planning. Why we are doing weekly planning? Because we want to realize this principle of iterative planning and continuous feedback loops. When you plan every week, you take the feedback of the plan from the previous period, previous week. That you will take as an input, you will put into the current plan, and then you move forward. If you're doing a yearly planning, you don't have feedback loops. And even if you have the feedback loops in your yearly plan, those feedback will turn into change request. That means it will go to the change process, to the change board. Again, huge delay, big problems. We don't want to go into that route. So these practices, daily stand-up, weekly planning, weekly review, how you have done. Again, continuous feedback. That's the principle we want to follow. So the practices, let's do our weekly review. Continuously improve, continuous learning. So we want to realize this value of continuous learning, and we want to realize this principle of continuous improvement. What is the practice we have on the ground? Retrospective. Kaizen, as we call it in Japanese. That means you reflect back on what you have done, how you have done as a team together, and find out what can improve, what has went well, what could have been improved. Look into that. Create an action plan. We call this action plan your improvement backlog items. Those improvement backlog items you can use, you can assign to your team members, and you can work on it together collaboratively and get it implemented in the upcoming month, upcoming week. When you do all this practice implementation on the ground, you realize more and more that you are tuning into this idea of following these agile values. And when you do that, you make your customer happy, you make your team member happy, you make yourself happy. Your workplace become a slightly better place to work. Your whole arrangement of work as you do as an individual will become slightly better. But you are not stopping there. You are following the idea of continuous improvement. Because you are following the idea of continuous improvement, you will keep on becoming a better version of you as an individual, as a team, as a platform, as a department, as a company. When you do that, you can repeat the success story of Google, Netflix, Facebook, Apple. We keep on talking these names because they have set the bar so high. Amazon. Actually, when it comes to innovation, Amazon is the top. Now, I was talking about a culture of learning and growing together. So when we talk about the culture of learning and growing together, something you can start with is your lightning talks. Every week somebody is coming and sharing something with everyone. People are asking questions. Later, you can convert these lightning talks into some events. Events like hackathons. Event like innovating something. Coming up with the innovative idea, how you are interacting with the customer, how you are taking the work from customer, how you are responding back to the customer, how you are managing your internal documentation, how you are interacting with your leadership. There can be lots of different ways you can do it. Innovate. Now, innovation can be complemented very nicely with this idea of gamification, where you create nice games and concept out of the real life situation. How you will do it is a huge topic. We can talk about it in detail later. But for now, it's important to understand, spare some time to continuously learn, to continuously innovate, continuously improve, and grow together. Individual growth is important for all of you, but the team growth is the one that can take you so far away. Individually, you can achieve only that much, but together with a team, you can achieve so much. So it's very important that you learn, you grow together as a team. You make a culture of learning and growing as a part of your DNA, part of your team's DNA. That means there has to be some fun. Otherwise, it will become another monotonous, boring exercise. You will do it for a couple of months and then you'll stop doing it. Once you are through this journey, when you are following these steps, you will incur lots of problems, lots of challenges, lots of real life situations where your mind will tell you, it's enough. I can't do this newer fluffy way of doing things. I need to go back to my stuff, my original way of doing things, just get it done kind of approach. Make a plan, break it down into smaller tasks, give it to everyone and say, go and do it. As an individual as well, you may feel like, if you're not in a leadership role, you may feel like, I need to know everything about something, then only I can start. I can't tolerate this feeling of starting something and not knowing it and going back and forth 10 times. It frustrates me a lot. That can give you a tactical approach to solve the problem in short while, but in long run is going to be a big problem anyway. So there are multiple pillars here. Your skill set need to continuously improve. You should have clear understanding of organization's intent, direction, which is given by the OKR and vision and mission. Also the culture part of it. Culture has to change from both sides. Your leaders need to change the culture and the team need to participate in that actively as well. So culture part of it as well need to be very important. And then is all about collaboration. All these things are working together and people are thinking success and failure of team are more important than success and failure of individual. And everybody has got in like equal share of talking, listening, presenting ideas. It doesn't matter whether it's a great idea or a silly idea or basic idea. It doesn't matter. What matters is everybody is equally participating in the journey. Then that domino effect will happen. One small piece of domino, as it can, impact, it can make the bigger piece of domino fall down by creating 1.5 times of energy. And by the time it reaches to the 13th domino, energy gets 2 billion times, something like that. So that domino effect will happen. All of you, you're starting as a small domino, helping each other, a big effect will happen. So hopefully that may give you an overall idea about transformation need and how you can break it down into small pieces from need to values to principle to practice and a feedback loop at every place. Wherever you need, go back, repeat, revise, improve and keep on getting better at it.